Kennedy Space Center. Boy, you two sure had some excitement during yesterday's spacewalk. Heidi, can you describe what it was like for you when your grease gun exploded and your tool bag got away?
Well, it was definitely not the high point of the EVA. It was somewhat disheartening to open up the bag and to realize that there was grease everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but everywhere. It's interesting in space when things like a grease gun exploded. It was, I don't know if exploded is the right word to use, but it kind of seeped out, and it was just a continuous ooze. And unlike something in the ground where you'd find a big blob of grease or a big pile of grease, it doesn't happen that way in space. In space, it just comes out in the small stream, and then it breaks off, half an inch piece, and then it floats off, and then there's another piece someplace else. So you get a lot of little pieces of grease everywhere, and it seemed like every time I put my hand in the bag to try to clean one piece, I found more areas that had grease, and in the process of doing that cleaning is when the bag came loose and floated away, and that was definitely very disheartening to see that float away.
Well, how did the tool bag come untethered, do you think?
Well, we're thinking about trying to double check of what we did, and we're not sure if in the packing and repacking it got untethered and then it was packed back in and wasn't tethered. That's what we're thinking is the likely reason what happened.
Well, you must have wished you could go after it. Was there a moment where you thought you might be able to catch it?
There was a split second when I did see it floating away, and I started to judge how far away it was and thinking, well, can I reach and get it? And then I thought, no, that would probably just make things worse, and the best thing to do would be to just let it go.
Well, your spacewalk manager down here praised your character and discipline for continuing on with the spacewalk and accomplishing the job. Was that hard for you to press on, and how hard is it on you today, 24 hours later? There's still the psychological thing of knowing that that we had made a mistake and having to live through that. During the spacewalk, during that time it was easy to put it aside because I knew that we still had 5 hours of spacewalk work to do, and the work needed to get done, and you can't dwell on a mistake. It was hardest coming back in and having to face everybody else. That's been the hardest part of it, knowing that that I've made a mistake. But we still have 3 more spacewalks to go, and we still have a lot of work to do. So it's just something that you have to learn from your mistakes, and we're definitely not going to do it again. You're not going to see us lose another bag. We're going to double and triple check everything from here on out. Well, have your crewmates done or said anything to make you feel a little better? And you can chime in too, Steve. Or maybe is it more teasing? Tell me how everybody's trying to make you feel better.
Well, it's probably just as much my mistake as anyone else's. I closed up the bag as a final, and I didn't go back and triple check everything. So I'm just as guilty at this as Heidi is. So. No matter how much anybody says something trying to make you feel better, you kind of know you have to move on. You keep moving on, trying to figure out how to best accomplish the job next. And, there's been a bit of teasing just to make you feel better, but, it's sort of like a family in that respect. And, we're just getting ready to go on to EVA too.